When did someone show up for you in a way you didn't expect? I was 22 when my world imploded on a Tuesday morning in October. My dad collapsed at his construction site. Massive heart attack. No warning. One minute he was framing a house, the next he was fighting for his life in intensive care. The doctor said he needed emergency bypass surgery, but our insurance had lapsed 3 months earlier when his company downsized. We need a $47,000 deposit before we can schedule the operation, the billing coordinator explained, her voice professional but not unkind. Without it, we can only provide stabilizing care. Stabilizing care. Medical speak for letting him die slowly. Mom had been gone since I was 8. Brain cancer took her when the bills from her treatment bankrupted us the first time. Dad never remarried, just worked himself into the ground trying to rebuild what we'd lost. Now history was repeating itself, and I felt like I was drowning in the same nightmare that had stolen my childhood. The same crushing weight of watching someone you love slip away while you stood helpless. I'd been saving every penny from my job at the auto parts store, living in a studio apartment that was basically a closet with a hot plate. Ramen noodles for dinner most nights, secondhand clothes, no cable, no social life. My entire savings account had $3,147. Dad's checking account had $312. We'd already sold Mom's jewelry years ago, the last pieces of her we had left. I spent the next 2 days calling every bank, charity, and relative we had left. Nothing. Dad's brothers had their own problems. One was unemployed, the other dealing with his wife's dialysis treatments. The banks laughed at my loan applications. A 22-year-old with no credit and no collateral asking for 50 grand. GoFundMe raised $200 in 48 hours. Nowhere near enough. I posted on every social media platform, shared the link everywhere, begged friends to spread the word. Still nothing close to what we needed. By Thursday night, sitting in that sterile hospital hallway, I'd run out of options. Dad was stable but fading. Every hour that passed without surgery meant more damage to his heart. The nurses wouldn't look me in the eye anymore. I could see pity in their faces when they thought I wasn't watching. The same look they'd given me when Mom was dying. That careful, professional sympathy that meant they'd seen this story before and knew how it ended. That's when Tobias walked into my life. I was crying in the hospital cafeteria at 2 a.m., staring at my phone, calculating impossible math. Maybe I could sell my car, take out credit cards, beg strangers on the street. Nothing added up to enough. The vending machine hummed in the corner. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, and everything smelled like disinfectant and despair. That's when this guy in coveralls sat down across from me. He was maybe 60, weathered hands wrapped around a coffee cup, work boots caked with dried concrete, gray hair peeking out from under a baseball cap, tired eyes that had seen plenty of hard days. "You're Ray Carmichael's kid," he said, not a question. I looked up, confused. "Do I know you?" "Name's Tobias. Worked with your dad on the Morrison project last summer. Heard about what happened." I nodded, too exhausted to be polite. Another well-wisher offering thoughts and prayers while my father died upstairs. I'd heard it all week. People telling me to stay strong, that everything happens for a reason, that God has a plan. Empty words that did nothing to pay hospital bills. "Listen," Tobias said, leaning forward. "I know you don't know me from Adam, but I got something to tell you." He pulled out a folded check and placed it on the table between us. The paper looked worn, like he'd been carrying it around for a while. I couldn't process what I was seeing. The amount was written in careful block letters, $47,000. "This isn't real," I whispered. "It's real," Tobias said quietly. "And it's yours." My hands were shaking as I picked up the check. "I don't understand. Why would you—" "Your dad saved my life 15 years ago," he interrupted. "I was drinking heavy back then. Lost my job, my wife, nearly lost my kids. One night I was standing on the Riverside Bridge ready to jump. Your father talked me down. Spent 3 hours in the rain just talking to me like I was worth something. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.